having an amazing day. Happy Saturday. Today is Spirituality Saturday in November when I post 30 videos in 30 days. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a concept that has really helped me, a deeper truth that has really helped me to move through my healing journey and to find peace and love in the situations that trigger me or may have caused me discomfort in the past. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so if you guys haven't clicked that thumbs up button or subscribe down below, please do so. In November, I post 30 videos in 30 days, so there's a lot of great content for you already. And if you're new to my channel, I love to post on spirituality, self-improvement, and travel when time space allows. So let's get into today's video. If you guys are here, you're probably familiar with the deeper truth that I like to speak about sometimes, is that we are immortal spiritual beings having a temporary human experience here on earth, meaning that we are infinite, right? We came into this life having previous lives, and we'll move through this life having infinite lives after that. And that concept in itself implies that there was and is a plan when it comes to our lives, when it comes to our existence here on planet Earth, why we came here, what we're doing here. And for me personally, a great visual that I like to relate this to is imagining Earth as like school. We come to planet Earth to learn all sorts of lessons. We come down here, we have our ups, we have our downs, but we grow more resilient in our souls and we get stronger. And what I mean by that is that, yes, it's unfortunate, some of the things that may have happened to us in our lives or people who have wronged us in our lives, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Our soul came here for its training ground, if you will, to get stronger, to move through life, to rediscover what love is and what it means to love yourself and love on this planet unconditionally, what it means to move closer and closer to love. We're all on this journey, walking each other back home, back to love, back to who we are. Walking each other home to the love that we are. And when it comes to healing the past, that can look ugly. Ugly in the ways that you might have crying, it might take time, you might have to go to therapy or get coaching or just struggle in your own mind thinking that you're over something and then it pops back up again in your healing journey. And trust me, I've been there. It's devastating when you're like, yeah, I'm feeling so good, I've healed the past, like I healed this aspect, and then something happens and you get triggered and you fall back into that place of, oh, I thought I was over this. I didn't think this would affect me anymore, but it does affect me. And wherever you are in your healing journey, whoever it is who may have caused you the pain or the suffering, I want you to keep an open mind when I say this, but consider that you chose your trauma. When you came to planet Earth as that immortal spiritual being, you decided to choose what was going to happen to you so that you could learn the lessons you needed for your soul to become more resilient, stronger, and all the more wise. So in understanding this, it really helped me to relieve the pain I felt from the past, the people in my life who couldn't show up for me, or the people in my life who taught me the most difficult lessons, such as my mother, which I have openly talked about you guys a lot with. So she could never love me or give me the love that the child within me desired. And when I think about this concept, as in I chose her, I chose my mother and I chose my father, I chose when I was coming down to earth, you know, chose to be a Sagittarius, all that stuff. You can take responsibility for your healing in your life. That in itself brought me a lot of relief, saying like, you know, I chose that. On some level that resonated with me. I chose that. I chose her to be my mother. I chose for her to show up that way in my life, to learn everything that I needed to learn to become the woman that I am today. And I wouldn't be Zoe on YouTube if my mom had played a significant role in my life, as in like if she was around. I wouldn't be this person. I wouldn't be this version of myself. I probably wouldn't have gone to Italy. I probably wouldn't, like there's all these things that wouldn't have happened, but it was meant to be that she happened in my life the way that she did. I chose that. I chose the trauma that I was going to experience. I chose neglect from a parent. I chose not having a mother's deeper love. And the more and more that I sit with this, the more and more that I can offer myself healing, compassion, and trust in the journey, and trust in the future moving forward. So consider that. Anyone in your life, think about someone in your life who really hurt you, whether you've healed that or not. If you can think about it, if someone came into your life and played such a significant role, if you can imagine that all the souls are lining up to go down to planet Earth, they're all planning who's gonna be in whose lives and who's gonna play what roles. The souls up there who played the significant parts in your life, the people who may have hurt you the most, are actually the ones who love you the most, because they came here to teach you one of the biggest lessons that you came for in this lifetime, whatever that is. They decided that they would play a role, like actors on a stage. They decided they were going to play a role in your life to teach you one of the most significant lessons, because they were so invested in your soul's growth and your soul's wisdom and your soul's understanding and your soul's journey. They were so invested in you that they chose to play a very difficult role in acting like they don't love you on planet Earth, so that you could learn to love yourself more, so that you could learn to love yourself more deeply. And when I think about that, whether it's my mother, whether it's an ex, whether it's someone who couldn't love me back or couldn't show up for me in a certain situation, I think about, if this caused me so much pain and has taught me so many lessons, that person knew that they came here for this too. And if that person knew that they came here for this too, they're doing me a huge favor in teaching me some of the most significant lessons in my life. I also like to think about it as earth appointments. We have earth appointments with certain people. You've definitely met those people that you just met and clicked with right away. Your soulmates, if you will. You can have multiple soulmates. They're in your soul family, your soul tribe, right? We've all had those experiences where we just meet someone, it's very synchronous, it's very depthy. It's like we've known this person before, because we have. Infinite spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. We knew these people before. I want to validate for you, you're not crazy, the connection's real. If you feel so deeply for someone and you feel like such a connection beyond words, it's energy, right? Everything is energy. If you feel that connection beyond words, and it comes like through your heart space, and you know, you most likely knew that person. They most likely played a significant role in a previous life. And I've shared with you guys some of my insights around doing past life regression, where it was so interesting and so fascinating to me to see, I've done it twice, to see who played what roles in my life, previous lives. In that journey, I came to understand that in a previous life, I was actually my little brother's mother. And that validated how I feel for him in this life. Like, I love him so much, and I feel like I want to protect him and take care of him in certain ways. And that's such a motherly instinct, right? Maybe a big sister too, but maybe any of you big sisters out there have been your brother's mothers too. It sounds kind of weird, but when you dive into it, when you begin to understand that we, in the 3D world right now, we know this much, when there's a whole infinite orchestration behind the scenes of who's going to come into play in whose lives. So I want to validate your experiences, of course, that it's unfortunate to go through the trauma that you've gone through in your life. I've gone through it too, various different kinds, and continuing on the healing journey. Continue on for yourself. Continue on towards the path of love, the love that is you. Learning to love yourself more deeply, so that you don't seek the validation and yearn for that love from other people who can't give it to you, because they're here to teach you to give it to yourself. And when you give it to yourself, you're whole and complete on your own, and you feel so amazing. You feel so good, right? Any of you out there who have healed something in the past, something that no longer affects you anymore. It could be a small pattern that you had, or it could be a big trauma. When you get to that place where you're no longer emotionally charged by that situation or that person, you're free, you're liberated. And the gift is that you learn to love yourself. You learn to fill that void within yourself, like imagine Swiss cheese. You filled that hole so that you no longer needed to grasp or cling on to that other person or be triggered by them, because you healed it yourself. You took enough time to go within and to give yourself the love that you've been yearning for. Anyways, that concept that you chose your trauma, that you chose everything, really has changed my life in so many different ways. And so that's why I wanted to create this video for you guys today. So allow this concept to sink in, be open-minded about it, bask bask in the connections with people and think about how synchronous things are. And I know that it will relieve some of the pain for you. Whatever that might look like for you will relieve some of the suffering for you. And yeah, sending you all my love and hope you're having an amazing, amazing day. And I will talk to you very soon.